Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Alphaman for the PC. The game was produced and developed by Heartfelt Games LLC and was released in 2019. The game's premise is that it is essentially a clone of the old style retro Megaman games that were available on a NES. Is the game any good though? Here's some more info. The game's story is that it is set in the future where AI has taken over most of mankind's daily chores. Hackers have created a new berserker virus and have released it among some rogue robots, which are now going around causing havoc across the land. Alphaman is a newly created AI designed to fight back against these rogue robots and is set out to fight against them. The game's plot is fairly straightforward, and if I am honest, I do feel a little bit let down by it. I was expecting more character interactions or more details on the events happening around you, but instead you're not really told that much aside from what you're told at the very beginning of the game, and it just feels like a missed opportunity to add more to the story. The game's cast of characters are zany and wacky, which I liked, as I felt that they did capture the old style essence that the older Megaman games had, and they did a great job of importing that into this game here. We have Battle Maid, a psychotic chef bot, a religious robot, and a pyro fire maniac. Whilst the bosses seemed good, Alphaman himself comes across as very plain, with literally no personality at all. I really liked the look of the operator, but aside from her telling Alphaman what's essentially going to happen on the first stage at the very beginning, she doesn't really do very much. So, yet again, it just kind of feels like another missed opportunity to add more. Alphaman's gameplay looks, feels and handles pretty much exactly like the old NES and Master System consoles. And what I mean by this is that it's slow to respond, clunky, unresponsive at times, and generally you never really feel like you are fully in control of the character or what he's doing when you tell him to do it. Control issues aside, the game's mechanics are fairly straightforward. Pick a level and then fight your way to the end to reach the boss and defeat it. Now, whilst this may sound simple enough, the problem here is that you need to have completed some bosses and gained their abilities in order to pass areas in other stages. So, if you do not have that ability, you will not be able to complete that stage, which kind of makes having access to all the stages at the very beginning sort of pointless. The graphics for Alphaman are rather impressive, as they are meant to be representing the old 8-bit style consoles from the past, and it does a fantastic job of doing that. Be it from the pixelated sprites, the sound effects and the looped music, it really does an excellent job of tricking you into thinking that you are playing a game which would have felt right at home on an old Sega Master System 2 console or a NES. So when it comes to this game's graphics, it has a plus. Much like the graphics section of this review, the environments for the game really do look and feel as if they have been lifted straight up from an old NES or Master System console game. The stages are brightly coloured, with various floors to each of them, and there's a lot of platform jumping to be done in order to get to the end level boss. Honestly, I can't fault the graphics or the stages for this game, because they do a perfect job of recreating that old look and feel of the 8-bit style systems. And now we come to the important question: should you buy Alphaman or not? In my own personal opinion, I would have to say no. Whilst the game does have that retro look from the old days, it does also have the bad controls from the old days as well. The game also has a stark resemblance to the Megaman series, which might get some people claiming that the game is a clone or just a basic rip-off copy. I personally do not mind this, as I still feel that the game can be its own game in its own right, even if it is borrowing various looks or features from Megaman or other games that it's based off. To me, while it has similarities, it still is its own individual game, but to some other people, they may possibly feel like they're trying to just copy off it. The game itself isn't a bad game, I just wouldn't go out of my way to say that it's a good game either. Would I recommend Alphaman for the PC? At this present time, I would say it's possibly best either holding off and seeing if the developer adds more to it later down the line, such as more character interactions or possibly better controls. But for the present, I would say it's best that you leave it be, or possibly get it if it is on sale on Steam for less than about $5. But at present, I would have to say sadly no. Well, that's it for this review. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.